Hey guys, it's the YugiohAddict here. I'm gonna show you guys my hero deck. Yeah, my hero deck, along with all its fusions. We'll get started with the fusions. So first we have, let's see, who will go first. I'm gonna choose you. Elemental Hero, Phoenix Enforcer. Now, his special ability, well, first of all, his fusion material monsters are Avion and Burstinatrix. And he can't be special summoned except by fusion summon, which is obvious because that's how you summon all fusion monsters. And it can't be destroyed in battle, so if you're willing to sacrifice this or wait to summon the next guy I'm going to show you, then this is the card for you. This is the guy I was talking about. Elemental Hero Shining Phoenix Enforcer. Now, the deal with him is that he's just like Shining Phoenix not Shining Phoenix Enforcer, Shining Flare Wingman. What his ability allows that the card gains 300 attack for each elemental hero in the graveyard, and also like Phoenix Enforcer, he can't be destroyed in battle. Oh, by the way, he's a fusion of Phoenix Enforcer and Sparkman. Next we have Elemental Hero Plasma Vice. Now his ability, his fusion material monsters are Sparkman and Blade Edge. Let's see. If he has the same effect as Blade Edge, if he attacks a defense monster and that it has less defense in his attack, the difference is dealt as damage to the opponent. And by discarding one card from your hand, your opponent I can destroy one card in attack position that the opponent controls. Elemental Hero Grand Neos. Now I do have a few neo-spacians in here. There's only two. There's Glowmoss and Grand Mole. I'll explain their effects when I get to them. Right now I only have Elemental Hero Grand Neos, and Neos is in the deck as well. So Contact Fuse, I have Neo-Space in there. This guy will probably stay on the field. His effect is that, what's it do? Yeah, this card can... Yeah, you have to return the weird thing with the Grand Neos is that when you contact fuse Neos and Grand Mole, they don't go to your graveyard. They return to your deck, and you don't have to use polymerization. Once per turn, you can return one monster your opponent controls to its owner's hand, and that's pretty much it. And if you don't have Neo space on the field, this card returns to the fusion deck at the end phase. Elemental Hero Wild Edge. Yep, I got him on Amazon. If you saw my Legend of the Blue Eyes Part 2 or Part 1, I forget which part it was. He's a fusion of Elemental Hero Wildheart and Elemental Hero Edgeman. Each card can not be special. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls each once. You know what I just realized? Elemental Hero Edgeman. That's the Japanese name for Wild Edge. So, I don't know if that's a typo or not. Here, let me see if I can give you guys a clue. It's kind of blurry. I think you can kind of make out Edgeman. That kind of screwed me up. I thought it was like a fusion between Avion and Blade Edge. I mean, God. So, Edgeman, yeah. Okay, then. So, now we have 3 more fusions, and they're all evil heroes. We have Evil Hero Wild Cyclone, which is a fusion of Avion and Wildheart. If it attacks, your opponent can't activate any spells or traps until the end of the damage step. And when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, just destroy all face-down spells and traps, which really helps if you're kind of scared to attack because your opponent has like 3 or 4 spells and traps on the field. Evil Hero Infernal Sniper. He's a fusion of Elemental Hero Clayman and Burstinatrix. Now he has an awesome ability. If he's in face-up defense, and he has 2,500 defense, which is pretty sturdy, you inflict 1,000 points of damage to your opponent during every standby phase. And it can't be destroyed by spells, so if your opponent was like Tribute to the Doomed, you would be like, nah. And so, yeah, if he was on the field 8 turns, your opponent would be losing. The duel, yes. Next we have Evil Hero Dark Gaia. You've used one Fiend and one Rock. The only Rock I have in this deck is Grand Mole, and the only Fiend I have in this deck is who is it? Evil Hero Malicious Edge, I think it is. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So if you've used those two, their combined attacks become his attack. And when it declares an attack, change all defense monster your opponent controls to face up attack. And they're face down, they get flipped face up. Their effects are not activated at that time. Okay, now we're gonna move through the deck pretty quickly now because some people complain that I take too long to explain the cards. First, we have polymerization. You fuse two or three monsters together to make a fusion material monster, like so. Next, we have Bersentrix. She's fairly weak, but she's really good when you're able to fuse her. Another poly. Elemental Hero Woodsman. Now, he's in here because I need him to get my polymerizations back from the graveyard to fuse more monsters. That's his ability. Since he's during my standby phase, I can add a polymerization from my deck or graveyard to my hand. So I can bring it out from the deck as well. Next we have Skyscraper. One of my elemental heroes was battling a monster stronger than it. It would gain 1,000 attack points, which really helps. Say Bersentrix was battling a Curse of Dragon. She would gain 1,000 attack points, have 2,200 attack points, and beat the Curse of Dragon. Burst Return. The only reason this is in the deck is in case like my opponent has control of my elemental heroes, like I don't know, say they activated like a dummy golem or something, I don't know. And the elemental heroes that are on the field would be returned to my hand. Featherwind, it can only be activated when Avion is on the field. Negate the activation of a spell or trap and destroy it. Bubble Shuffle can only be activated when Bubbleman is on the field. Now this can get complicated. Bubbleman has to be in attack mode, and on your side of the field and one monster. Yeah, and your opponent has to have one attack position monster as well. And you tribute. No. You put them both into defense mode, and then you tribute Bubbleman, that was changed to defense mode to special summon one monster from your hand that includes elemental hero in its card name. Now that would be excellent if you had Blade Edge in your hand and your opponent's monster had like 0 defense points. That would be just like awesome. Avian, he's one of the main heroes. I'm gonna say the 5 because there's Avion, Bersentrix, Clayman, Bubbleman, and Sparkman. Now I don't count Blade Edge because he has an effect and the rest don't. Oh, well, Bubbleman has an ability, so I guess you can add Blade Edge to that. We have another Bubble Shuffle right there. Another Avion. Trap card Mirror Gate. Now, if your opponent declares an attack on an elemental hero monster, then you switch the controls of the attacking monster and your elemental hero. Your elemental hero goes to your opponent, and that monster comes to your side of the field, and yeah, so your opponent would now be your opponent's monster would now be on your side and attacking the elemental hero. The elemental hero would be destroyed, and they lose the life points. But here's the thing: the control of these monsters switch at the end phase of the turn, so you're going to be kind of screwed because you're going to be left with no monsters. But it's a good way to get rid of your opponent's life points. Warrior Returning Alive. Select one warrior type monster from your graveyard and add it to your hand. Magical Hats. Now this is in here to protect my weak elemental heroes. You can only activate it during your opponent's battle phase. Select 2 non-monster cards from the deck and one monster you control. Shuffle the 3 cards and set them face down on the field in defense mode. The 2 cards selected in your deck are treated as monsters 0 attack and 0 defense, which is obvious. I mean, it would suck if your opponent attacked one and had like 2,000 defense. And that's pretty much what it does, but the thing is the card wears off at the end of the turn, so you can't protect it. Dark Fusion, it's basically used to summon my evil heroes. That's the only thing it's meant for. Monster Reborn, bring a monster back from the graveyard, and I can explain one more. Clayman, he's probably has the most defense of all of them with 2,000, and that's going to be it. Please stay tuned for part 2 of my Elemental Hero deck.